Hello, everybody, and welcome in. Happy Sunday to everybody. I am super excited to do this preview for you, and I wanted to start off with something that I normally don't do, but someone put a comment on one of my videos, and in 368 days or 75 days on YouTube, over a year, I've never read a comment before, and I needed to take a moment, and Linda Tully, I'm not sure who you are, but you changed my day today. Last night, I had kind of an awkward conversation, and it was a little strange and a little hurtful, but I recovered very well because of comments from all of you. Linda said, "You're perfect. Never apologize. You're giving us free lessons. Anyone that doesn't appreciate your time and energy going in, goodbye. You're my idol." Linda, thank you so much. And I'm so glad you touched on the energy part because judgment is a real thing in life. And I think that's not reserved for humans. And I would say that, Linda, thank you for touching on the fact that I'm high energy and sometimes I have a very bright light. Some people don't understand that. So I say either turn the channel or put on some sunglasses because I'm not going to dim my light for anybody. I never have and I never will. So Linda and everyone, thank you for your support on my channel and my life. Right before I started this as well, my friend Amber Ashley texted me and I quote, as I read it from my phone, "You're famous!" exclamation mark. And I started laughing at that. She said, "I just sold something to a couple that watches, quote, this guy Jason Adams, end quote, on YouTube, and he's so informative. They learned so much from you so far. Cheers, my friend." Well, Amber, she's set up at the Don Scott Antique Show, and these customers just randomly talked to her about me, and they didn't know that she's a very dear friend of mine. So it's amazing that my light is kind of getting out there in the antique world where I've resided for so long. So thank you so much for watching my channel, my episodes, and I just want to thank you all so much. As to why we are here, this is the preview for sale on December 3rd, which is in 2 days from this airing, which is Tuesday. It's this coming Tuesday, December 3rd at 7 p.m. It's a claim style sale. It's not an auction. It's buy it now. It's all fixed prices. There's no escalation in bidding or an auction. It's just a buy it now. So it's like a retail sale, a virtual retail sale for the holidays. This is a partial preview. In this video, there will be about 50 to 60 more lots added on the things that you're seeing. Normally, I have my co-pilot, the world famous Mary Adams, and she's unable to help today. It's okay. I'm going to try and do this solo. It feels a little bit strange because she is my best friend. I can say that I love her the most of really any person on the planet. Jeremy's a very close second. So thank you all so much for the love that you give my mother as well. In this sale, there will be 14 karat gold, sterling silver costume, Sabino glass, old buttons, and so much more. Yes, I'm bringing gemstones. Yes, I'm bringing diamonds. Yes, I'm still doing all of the fancy things that I normally do. A lot of vintage this time. And I tried to focus on much more of the artistic items. So you're going to ask yourself, that's great information. Where do we register and where do we go? Here's the piece of information that you need the most. Please, if you're not subscribed, go over to Bully Run on YouTube. So just go over to Bully Run Coffee. So it's the YouTube channel is Bully Run Coffee, and you'll hit subscribe and you'll subscribe. So it's Bully Run and then the word coffee. Okay. When you want to register, go to bullyrunantiques@gmail.com. We just need your YouTube ID, your first and last name, your home address and shipping address. If those are the same, let us know. We do need a phone number. Other people don't. That's not the way we do it on our channel. We do need a phone number. I think we've only called maybe 2 people over the last, how many months? We're on sale 11 or 12 now, and we only made 2 phone calls. An email address for your invoice, and then please register as soon as possible. We don't accept registrations during the sale, so no registrations during our live sale. It's too confusing for Jeremy. And, here we go, as my chicken scratch on the back. So your first step is to go to Bully Run Coffee on YouTube. Okay, so just do the YouTube search, Bully Run Coffee. That's where we host the Buy It Now sales. Make sure you subscribe and then click the bell for all notifications. That's important for any YouTube channel that you ever go to. So if you love someone's channel besides ours, which there's a ton of them, please go over and click the bell and subscribe to any channel that you really like. It does help out. All right, here we go. You might ask yourself, why do we have a black background today? That's unusual for Jason's preview videos. Well, this is why. Check this out. So, some of the things that I found down at the Don Scott show, I was going to do a pre-recorded like haul kind of thing from the, everybody loves the haul videos, and I was going to do a haul from the Don Scott Antique Show. I bought all of these Sabino glass figurines from one gentleman, and look at this Sabino glass. Why I want it on black? Look at that opalescent finish of that glass. This is a Sabino knife rest. So this sat on a table, a very fancy table, and the knife would rest over this so you wouldn't get butter on the tablecloth or sauce or gravy. So this was just a very excessive item back in the day, and this is guaranteed Sabino glass in really good condition. Again, this is going to come to the sale because I realize these are going to be very easy to ship, and I hope that you understand that there's a lot more. As I almost knock over the whole light box. 6 minutes in it, I'd have to stop and re-record this. But look at these Sabino glass, and why I did this. Oh, there's a new turquoise ring, by the way. Oh, and a new cuff bracelet. I went a little crazy down at the show. I don't know what happened. I just lost my mind. And I guess the person that says I'm too high energy for them, I guess this is further proof that I am. This is Venus de Mayo. And it's the famous sculpture carved out of marble. There's the Sabino label. Look how small this is, but that opalescent glass is so gorgeous. And these were just small figurines back in the day. I think most of these date to right around the 1940s, maybe into the 1950s, but highly doubtful. I think they're 40s. And I have this one as well. This is that little, little child with a cluster of roses. But look at that iridescent opalescent glass, and I know so many people love miniatures, they love glass, and that is guaranteed Sabino, completely script signed on the bottom. Sabino, and then I believe Paris. So wonderful and fantastic detail. But why I put them on the black, look at that blue opalescent. It looks like it's carved out of a world-class opal stone. These are fantastic, and I do have in my collection a very small amount of these. They're not that easy to find. Are they expensive? No. Are they going to be expensive at the sale? No. Do I want to sell them and get them out into other collections? Absolutely yes. Here is the fish that's Sabino glass. I'm not going to show you, I guess I could show you all of them just because they're already in the box. And what's the panic, right? What's the panic for this? There is none. So this is the turtle, and this was my favorite, my personal favorite. I liked the design. I liked the detail. I love the face, and I think this is a turtle, and maybe it's a sea turtle. I don't think it's a tortoise. I think tortoise have like more kind of clawed feet, I think, but I think that's technically a turtle. I think that's who we're going for. But there's the Sabino label, and also made in France. It's signed underneath the label. It would be script signed Sabino, and I checked these very careful for chips and for wear. I didn't find any on these that I was selling. I did buy the whole box from Anthony. He's been my friend for probably, I would say I've known Anthony for about maybe 12 to 15 years. He would probably say a lifetime because I met him out at Rogers one morning, and he was unpacking, and look at the face of this cat. The opalescent cat. Who wouldn't want this? We all have a cat in our life that looks like that, whether it be the neighbor's cat that comes over begging for food, or a lifelong loved one that was in your family, a cat that was part of your life forever. Isn't that just the quintessential cat? That face, and proud and elegant. beautiful glass finish, and look at that fire inside of Sabino glass. When I've done my YouTube videos, people have said to me more recently, please show us some of the decorative arts that you buy and why. So that's why I thought, hey, you know what? I'm going to bring these on and see if my jewelry people would respond to Sabino art glass and Sabino opalescent glass. Look at this. I believe it's a Scottish Terrier. I think that's a Scottish Terrier. You know, there's 17 years of working at a vet clinic, you know, worth of knowledge. There's the Sabino Paris mark, really strong opalescent in that one. And look at that face of the dog. Very, very strong gesture, proud tail, really good condition, and on that beautiful base. Again, it's not going to be expensive because I got very lucky. Anthony was just starting to unpack these items, and I walked up and I said, what are those? And he said, well, I'll sell you the whole box. And I said, oh, okay, I'll just buy the whole box. I didn't go through them. He didn't unwrap them. I think there was a total of 15, I think. And I think I bought, I bought all 15, but I think there were 15 in the box. I'm changing the color of my light box for you. Look at the magic that happens. And let's not do the dirty side. Let's do the clean side. So, oh, look. There we go. It's totally the normal Jason light box. So now everyone can settle down and not go crazy. So check this out. I decided to go with this. Normally when I find these, let me take it out of the box. Normally when I find these, they're in sterling, but this one's 10 karat white gold. Beautiful irradiated blue diamonds and white diamonds in that deep twist. This was a have to have. This, I said to myself, yeah, I can sell the living heck out of that. So that's coming to the sale. I believe it to be about 3/4 of a carat of diamonds, solid 10 karat gold. And most of these, we started to sandwich them into gift boxes. So if you're buying these for holiday gifts, at least they're, you know, in a box and ready to go. We've been trying to upgrade our packing, you know, with me and Jeremy. And we're not fancy guys, you know. Sometimes we will send you something with crumpled up like packing paper and sometimes newspaper because we like to save money and we don't like to upcharge people on shipping. And you all know that, you know, already. This is opal in sterling silver, and this is electroformed. This is a genuine opal. There's the matrix stone that came out of. I said I wasn't going to sell this. I promised myself when I found this that I wasn't going to sell it because I absolutely loved it. And look what happened. I said to myself, well, I'm going to put it up and see what happens, but it's very large. And since it's a natural opal, that sterling silver, could I polish it? Sure. Would I suggest that? No. Because then the silver kind of gets washed out inside of that opal. But that, to me, is true artistry in design and craft. I think that's what I tried to focus on for this specific sale, was more artistry in jewelry and not so commercial. That's what I tried to, you know, really focus on. These are just more classic. It's slightly unusual to find 3 strands. It is sterling. It is adjustable at the top. And the quality of these coin pearls in this kind of bronze with lime green overtones, I found these, I think in Boardman, Ohio, and I couldn't get them in the cart fast enough. It was at a flea market, kind of resale shop. Look how good it looks with my nails. For all the people that can't stand the nails, you know, what can I say? I painted my nails since I was 18 years old, you know, and I'm 50, so why would I stop now? And in my last job, I think that's the one thing that they couldn't stand about me the most. So I did it every day. So, yeah, a little passive aggressive, not me. So this one is David Anderson, and again, since it was orange, this was a keep for me, and not anymore. I'm okay with saying I don't need it. It's the only David Anderson pendant in this style that I kept because I liked how Viking the style was. I like how kind of masculine, very directional, carnelian in the center, and beveled carnelian, and I just loved this. I wore it a few times, and like I said, it's okay to go. So that's coming to the sale. I have to share some of my more notable pieces because it's, you know, it just is what it is. Now, this one has a long story about it, and I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to say this is Saffret glass, as I trip over it every single time. I don't know why. I've known Saffret glass for, now 25 years. And this one's very unusual. It goes from this, the classic purpley, bluish pink, you can see the color play there, into that kind of effervescent, opalescent, lime green, and peach. So it has a lot of color play in the stones. And the reason for that is, most of you know Saffret glass to be cabochon, to be, domed. But this is all faceted. So look at that kind of internal color play. Now, let's be very clear on this. This is a small size. It's about a 6, I think it's exactly a 6-inch wrist, I think. And it's all complete. Everything is there, the original hook and the back panel, and then you come down here, and I think that jump ring was added. This one at the end was probably added because that, clasp goes through there. So there's like an extra jump ring per se. I left it on there. I don't feel like I should take it off of there, so I left it, but that could be easily removed. But look at the quality of that. And I kind of, again, surprised myself to bring this on YouTube, but we're going to do it. We're going to give it a go. We're going to give it a chance. And if you want unusual glass and you want antique and unusual, it's just amazing. That's all I'll say. And again, the quality, to be that old, to be right at the turn of the century, if you look in the one book that I recommended, they did say that sapphirite and dragon's breath was put into some of the finest costume jewelry that was produced from Gobelins, Czechoslovakia. And that is a classic example. And I could look at that for a very long time. I could stare at that for the rest of my life. So that's going to come to the sale. And again, I kind of surprised myself bringing that on, but let's do it. This is a gent's ring, and sometimes I do forget the gentleman, and this is all blue and white diamonds. Yes, it's kind of worn and scratched up, but that's normal wear. That's a matte finish and then high polished, but look at the undercarriage there. Solid sterling silver and a great size, a great width, really nice blue and white diamonds. Very clean, very clear, and each one is bead set. That's not channel set. That's actually bead set. So there's a little piece of metal that secures each and every stone, and all open back set from the back. I love that kind of pierced out gallery on the side and that kind of very modernist or tribal design. Very cool ring. And if you're shopping for a gentleman and you're looking for a statement ring, and you know what? It's unisex. I never tried to put a gender on jewelry. I've always said, don't do that. Wear what you want. Wear what you like. Speaking of which, I thought this was magnificent. There is a little bit of wear on the stone. There's a couple little light scratches when you hold it in the light exactly right. I think this is rock crystal. I'm not exactly sure because I didn't test it, but that color play inside of it, it picks up whatever color you're wearing. Like if you're wearing a purple shirt, it picks up the color of the outfit because that's all open back. So it almost matches every single outfit you put it on. It is artist signed right there, SAI. It is a very strong bail on that. And look at that rope twist chain, like a cable chain, but each link is rope twisted. That's really a great chain. I'm kind of a fanatic when it comes to what chain to put things on, and this makes sense. It might be missing another signature up here. Probably is. This chain was probably signed, famous designer of some sort, contemporary, and I don't buy by name, I buy by look, and this one had it for me. Big, substantial, and look at the gallery. All right, I could stay on that one for about another 3 minutes, so I'm going to try and get through all this. I'm going to try and give each thing about a minute. And like I said, we're going to have so much more at the sale. This one, I had to. And there's the saying. I'll let you read that and take that all in. That saying is absolutely incredible. Let you take that in for just a minute. Great gift idea for anybody. And then this folds down. So, and then you wear that and the words are beneath. So it's almost like a secret message. Fully signed up here, Henry Van Dyke, Sterling, and then KOB. So then there's the artist mark, and then it's on this really lovely snake chain in sterling silver. So great gift idea. Ready to go, ready to wear. So I tried to bring out the things that I thought were, artistic and unusual. So if you know someone that likes different and you're still shopping, this is the idea. And I will say, I really appreciate everybody's responsible claiming. We all have a budget. We all have to shop within our means. And I so appreciate each and every one of you respecting that, not overspending. We're going to have another sale. This isn't, the end of the road. So if you can't afford to buy at the sale, we just say, please come and share some time with us. Please come and support us. Please come and watch and share it out with a friend or a family member. We love having a lot of people in the chat. It's not a social event per se, but we love having a lot of people there. These are unsigned sterling, and they must have been some sort of chatelaine pin, like a chain would have went in between these two, and these are just magnificent for late 40s, early 50s, that kind of jazz age, machine age. To find the pair is very unusual, and as soon as I saw these in this big collection of items at Don Scott, I said, they're coming home with me. I really wanted to do a video on these, like in the haul of what I found at Don Scott, but unfortunately I'm just going to sell them before I'm able to do the video feed. And they're okay, they're good to go. I just got the sense that someone is going to fall in love with those. That classic retro, that big hat with the plume and stylized tribal face and big earrings. I brought this into one of the lives. I did a little bit of a live feed on some of the items I'd be bringing. Abalone and inlay. I wasn't going to sell this. Look at the bail, the attention to detail in the bail. More contemporary. Love the gallery. Love that hand applied, almost Bali silver. Look at the retail. Back then it was $172, and I could see why. Inset silver bead at the top to kind of, put a plug in that hole where they were just going to hang that on a chain. Thank God someone grabbed a hold of this that was a silversmith and set that in that incredible fancy bezel. And look how big it is. It's fairly massive. It's very large, and the color play in that abalone shell, that was a yes for me. And again, a little bit of a difficult sell because I got attached to that after I bought it. When I bought it, I was like, oh, I could sell that. And then I got it home and I looked at it and I go, I really don't want to sell this. But here it is. This is citrine. I had some requests for some gemstones, and if you requested, don't feel obligated to buy anything ever, because I only shop by what I really love. This is an incredible gem grade citrine, very large, sterling silver, and I love that very directional open work of swirled kind of mounting into that then bail, which is very large, not too oversized, but very large to leave an omega go through or some beads, maybe put this on pearls, do whatever you want with it. Be courageous with your jewelry. Express yourself, don't follow rules, don't listen, to what I say every single time. I just give some basic ideas of what I've done with what I wear. This is very old, and there's no denying this. There's wear to the bezel, and this, when I bought it, was completely chalky and weird, and the stone was just completely a mess. You couldn't even tell it was turquoise, but that is a very unusual green turquoise, probably started life in the blue family, and the rope twist, it's very old. This one is Navajo, and if you go after kind of purist, almost pre-tourist trade, this is what you would go for. That bezel is worn down where someone had this on for 40, 50, or 60 years. This is very strong for a Navajo silver and turquoise ring. A little surprised I brought this one on as well. Some of these pieces I had set aside to go to some of my local shows, and I am doing a show within the next, I think within 6 days on the local level, and I kind of shopped some of those boxes and said, no, I'm gonna bring these to YouTube. I'm gonna bring them on and see what happens. This is by Lois Hill, and I think Dina Marie, at That Girl Dina Marie, contacted me and said she has one almost exactly like it. I bought this one out in either Warren or Boardman at that consignment shop. It is solid sterling silver. There is no signature on this, and Lois Hill had a tendency, I think, to have an applied label sometimes or signed on one of the links. This is completely hand constructed out of genuine sterling silver. That is all granulation and fine wire work that is in that shadow box design, a nod to Native American, yet so Bali in style. And I love this. There is some polish, some old polish down in a few of these links. I just left it there. I will get that cleaned up before I bring it to the video for sale. But look at that kind of lariat style or Y drop necklace. Really beautiful craft, and it lays so beautifully around the neck, and it doesn't flip and turn when you wear it. It's very balanced. It stays very much so central. It's smooth. It's like fabric. The quality of this yells and screams designer. So I'm going to set that aside because I got to get that cleaned up. So I'm going to set that right there, and hopefully I remember to bring that, put it back in the box. This one, I bought this at Don Scott as well. This was a late edition in one of the dealers I was shopping. I all of a sudden saw this sterling cable chain, and I loved this dichroic glass pendant. Very directional to go right through that glass. And what a painting. What a painting in glass to be dichroic and strong. And I love the directional nature of this. So modern, so simplistic, yet all artist, you know, not commercially produced. That is a beauty in solid sterling silver. And I think that's a fairly large size necklace piece too. This, I told Jeremy, and I hope he's not watching. He probably is. I told Jeremy that I wasn't going to sell small things. Well, here I go. So this is a lacquered box from Russia, and I have collected these for a long time, and as soon as I saw this, I said, my jewelry people are going to love this. This would be great for buy a sink, again, so you don't lose a ring down a drain. You know, no one wants to pay a $300 plumbing bill. We've probably all been there. I know I have been, but I've taken my sink apart each time, you know, and this would prevent that from happening. And such a beautiful hand-painted lacquer box from Russia. Such things are getting very, very collectible and very expensive. And I found that at Don Scott from my friend Steve. And I walked up and I was like, oh, I have to have this Modernist ring. Jeremy helped me pick this out. I kind of missed it in the stuff, and Jeremy said, don't we want that for a sterling silver ring? And then I looked at it and I said, oh, it's wearable sculpture. That's coming home with us. So someone's going to fall in love with that as well. Such a great design. Sterling silver signed. And then this one. I did get a little ring crazy. This one's a gents ring as well. I think it's a size 10. Let's see. That's about an 11. That's a synthetic blue sapphire. I think it's like Lindy or Lind, one of those. But it's a synthetic, and the classic nature of this in solid sterling, very thick shank, very well made, very smooth. I go by design and craft, and that for design and craft, that said, yes, conservative, a gentleman, every day, and you know, again, unisex. If a lady decided to wear it, no one would think anything different of it, you know, really. For Dragon's Breath, I mentioned that earlier. I wasn't going to sell this on YouTube, and then I thought, nope, I'm going to give it a chance. A lot of times we see these, the color play isn't so hot. The color play in this one is the best of Dragon's Breath. That's the color play you want to see, that peachy orange base color, and then those flashes of electric blue and purple, that really bright flash. And that's what the magic of Dragon's Breath is, right there. That's what you want to see. I'll tell you what, Kirsten always gets, like, and Tanya does too. They get, I'm sure other people do. I'm not like leaving anybody out, but boy, do they get some Dragon's Breath that is absolutely like this. Just the best of the best. And this bracelet, like I said, I was kind of on the fence, like, do I really want to sell that? Do I have to? You know what? I decided to. All sterling silver, very early on that one, and a great size. Everyday wear, really beautiful stones, and look at that color play of Dragon's Breath. Really great example. So if you're in the market for a Dragon's Breath bracelet, go for it. Do it. I would, they are getting a little harder to find. This is interesting. So these came in and they only had one earring wire, one vintage earring wire that was like out of shape and just kind of, gross. These are sterling silver squash blossom earrings, and I put them on these new sterling hooks that were made in the style of the vintage one. So I left that, kind of with them because I didn't want to throw it away. So, and it's the history of these, but there's a strong oxidation on these. I always leave my silver as is. These are hand fabricated squash blossoms. I would say probably on these, probably like later, this is tough, probably later 50s, early 60s, maybe into the 70s. So let's say circa 1960. Without getting carried away. These are a little out of sorts because they are hand wrought. So if you like things that are perfect, as I drop it, why don't I drop it a third time? I probably will. If you like things that are perfect, these aren't perfectly formed. These are hand wrought, artisan done, and lightweight but large and substantial. You can clean those if you choose to. I don't polish my silver. I won't do it. And you all know that. So sterling silver squash blossom earrings. Boy, this box is completely loaded. I guess I should just show and go. This one's Ohio Flint in sterling silver. Incredible. Oh, it's signed. I didn't know that. Something 93. Oh, it's signed sterling on the bottom. There we go. Oh, I didn't even know this was signed. So, and the price isn't going to go up. That's sterling, and look at the beaded frame. That stone to me, as soon as I saw it, I said, yes, I want that. It's gem grade Ohio Flint. And since I'm from Ohio, Ohio Flint just means the world to me. This one's also signed. I couldn't figure this one out. This one is very unusual. It is vintage. I would say late 60s, maybe into the 70s. I don't know who this is. Maybe this is newer. Maybe this is more, let me look here. Maybe this is more 70s, 80s. You know what? That might be more 80s. Look at that for a tree with birds. And it's in like a painting in like, or I don't know what's going on here, but lacquered. And I thought, nope, this is a yes. And as soon as I got this, it's weird. I put it on, I wore it, and then all of a sudden I was like, nope, I don't need it. Even though now I look at it and I'm like, why am I selling that? That's artistry and that's wearable art, and I just simply love it. Let me make sure this goes back in here. And again, I should say thank you again for sticking with me. There's a whole bunch more to go. There's 14 karat gold, there's some diamonds, there's more wearable art, a lot of art jewelry this time. I just got crazy on it. Sterling silver and brass. Why did I do this? Because this reminds me of being in school. And it is signed right there. It's signed right there. And 925. And I love this. I don't know what else to say about it. Very Memphis modern, very late 80s, early 90s. And that was when I was in school. So it resonated with me as a design sense that I shared and did in school. These are mixed metal. I think these are the 22 or 24 karat gold and sterling. Let me take a look. And then you'll know for sure what I've got. M Zion, M period Z-I-O-N. Z-I-O-N, sterling, 14 karat and 24 karat. And there is the mark right there. The little green around there, that's just because of oxidation. That would easily clean off. M Zion sterling 14 and 24 karat. So that is, they do need a polish. I'm going to polish these a little bit, and I'm not going to get carried away because that's an uneven oxidation, and I'll get the green cleaned up on the back from the findings. That's just probably oxidation from the nickel and the solder. But anyways, these are high karat gold inset in sterling silver. Absolutely fabulous for mixed metals. Very 80s on those, and 80s, just fantastic. So I'll get those cleaned up. Let me put that on my cleanup pile. I'm surprising myself that I have 2 things to clean so far. But when you do a haul, that I did from John Scott, which was less than 36 hours ago, and then you bring it on for a video, look at that for it's like that Powa shell or the seashell, and that is signed right there. Not sure who that is. Maybe you all know. I don't know. Too contemporary for me, but really well crafted. Flower, leaf. Some people say a feather. Won't fight over that. I've always thought of them as leaves, but could be a feather. Absolutely. No problem there. Look at that for shell. Absolutely love that. So that was a yes, and a great size. Jeremy helped me pick that one out. Jeremy said, "Ooh, what's that?" And I looked and I said, no. And then I looked at the craft and I said, oh, I was wrong. It's a yes. These are blue diamonds in sterling silver. And look how how well done this is. All are set, and look at the white diamonds on the side. So that whole shank system has white diamonds all the way down the side. All the stones are there, signed on the inside 925. And I don't know, is the other side signed anything? Maybe there's a little artist mark done in there. But look at those stones for blue diamonds. And I said yes. And that one needs to be cleaned up just a little bit. Let me double check that. No, it's there. The stone is there. Oh, I see why. It's got like gunk. It's got like a little gunk in there. So I'll get that out of there. But I loved that. And look at that style of kind of deco undercarriage. But I love a ring that has a secret on the side. I always have. You know, that's just classy design. This one is, I believe, aquamarine in sterling silver. And that's like a raw aqua that's been faceted. So that's aquamarine, sterling silver. Beautifully done with an enhancer, so that'll go on anything. But I needed an example of aquamarine. I haven't been bringing very many aquas on, and I don't know why, because I really haven't been finding them that often. This one's the mixed stones: blue topaz, amethyst, citrine, and peridot. There was just something about this one that normally I won't reach for that. I think it was the design and the overall quality of the stones. And I was like, oh yeah, I've seen that. You know, I've said, oh, I've seen that before. And I would just reach right over it every time. But then I looked at this one and I studied it and I'm like, oh, the balance of the stones and the color. I was like, yes. But guess what? You could wear that with amethyst, blue topaz, citrine, and peridot other jewelry. Like you don't, you know, it matches everything basically. It matches 4 different, you know, color ensembles. And I think that's great. Let me get all this gunk and pet fur out of my box. I don't know where it's all coming from. This one I think is, you know, this is either quartz or pale citrine because it does get a little bit like a light yellow. That might even be a faceted Herkimer diamond. I'm going to take a look at that stone a little bit more carefully, but look at that hand wrought and really cool sterling silver mounting. Super fantastic that it undulates like a river. There's something so magical about that mounting, and then that cup style setting. I've always been a fan of like that gypsy style or colette or bezel. There's just something there that I said, yeah. Yes, stone and mounting, yes and yes. And that was just for me. And hopefully someone else loves it, because if not, I'm going to be wearing it. So there are these, and these are those, it was, oh boy, I always draw a blank. Nels Nelson. I don't know why I drew a blank on that, but Nels Nelson. And someone had messaged me, and these were in the video feed, and they said, I love Nels Nelson's work. And I said, how can you not? You know, that's what Nels Nelson was known for. Mixed metals, drop pearls, hammered and planished finish, kind of polka dotted with a hammer, and then highly planished to give that very radiant style. I love that kind of almost safety pin style bypass up there, like a safety pin, bent and industrial, hand constructed, sterling silver, mixed metal, signed right there. And, you know, if you look those up, not that easy to find. I think the last pair that I had, I brought them to a show and they weren't as good. They sold immediately, you know. Someone walked up and the lady said, oh, those are Nels Nelson. And I was like, yes, they are, you know. So notable designer. This one's solid 14 karat gold and a very high gem grade garnet. Very large stone on this. And I think the ring size is around a 7 3/4. But solid 14 karat yellow gold, really well constructed mounting with that undercarriage and that little raised gallery. Very strong prongs on this. I always want to look at the way things are crafted. You could get a cheaper version, but it's not going to last a lifetime. You know, this one would last a lifetime. It's just well crafted, well constructed. Is it better because it's mine? No, it's better because it is. It's better. It's well made. And this is, I believe this is Moroccan, and I don't know why I always blank out on origins of these, but I always have for some reason. I've always loved this construction, and that's very early for this faceted nut styled rivet that then's riveted through this folded over bale. It's almost like you knew that they couldn't solder or didn't have the ability to solder, so they put this through and then riveted it through to that folded over bale. Love this hand engraved and hand done design on the hand. Very powerful, such the talisman. If it's not sterling, it's 800 silver. This is not plated. This is not silver plate. It's not nickel. It's not base metal. It's probably 800 silver or coin silver, but really well done, and it has a lot of age. This was framed and on the wall in the button collection that I bought, and I had asked Gail, the lady that was selling the collection, I said, would it be okay if I buy that pendant in the box with the buttons? And she said absolutely yes. So I wasn't going to sell it, and if I don't sell it, I will wear that. I have already committed myself to, like, I'll offer it once, and if it doesn't go, I think that's a keep for me. I really do. This is smoky quartz, and it's an unusual version. This is a Victorian specimen brooch. It is absolutely Victorian. Everything there is Victorian. Those are low carat gold findings, probably around 9 carat. They're not plated. Those are around 9 carat gold. Really beautiful hand engraving on those bands in 9 karat gold. Tube hinge. So that's like 1870, 1880. This reminded me of some sense of time travel. Because doesn't that look 1920s French Art Deco? Doesn't that look like it's from the 20s or from the 40s, like 1940s? This is pre-1900 by a mile. And that was very strange to me because I thought, wow, that's very unusual to find something so bold, something so graphic, something so simple. That one very much so spoke to me. Again, I did wear that on my coat maybe once or twice, and then thought, nope, don't need it. I don't know what these are. Everyone's like, well, if you don't know, we don't know. So these are sterling and cultured pearls. I loved that black and white finish. So that's just oxidized. So that's oxidized metal. Sterling ear wires, very kind of graphic and bold. The whole presentation of even the ear wires is well thought out. And very directional, very mid-century modern, very 1950s, 1960s. Just incredible hand work and craft on those. Very clean, very cool, very wearable, very lightweight as well. These I had to throw in. These were in my collection for a while. I don't think I've ever shown these, but these are paperweight earrings. And I usually find these as buttons. And these have always been earrings. And I said to myself, I'm going to put those on a card and I'm going to get those sold because otherwise I will keep them for the rest of my life. And there's no reason to. Let them out and let them be enjoyed. This I bought at the antique mall. I think I didn't do enough research on this, but I'll do a little bit more research before I bring it on. Why is my camera not focusing? So it's signed on the inside, made in Italy, and then 24 karat gold plated. Normally when you see these, they're really beat up and really worn. There's very little wear on the gold plating, and then that beautiful colored banding on the outside. Fantastic bracelet. And then it opens, like you would expect it to open. Someone had said to me, that's got to be Gucci. And I said to myself, you know what? I think they're right. I think that was Joshy Boy. I think he did. I think he said, that's got to be Gucci, Jason. And I was like, I think it is. But I'm not that designer kind of person. I wouldn't know because it didn't matter to me. I know it was well crafted. And it was a deal. It was an absolute steal. This is made out of fabric. And it's a chickadee is the bird. Chickadee, we have a lot of them in Ohio. And I remembered in school, when in elementary school, we went to the park. And the chickadees would eat out of our hands. We'd put bird seed on our hands and stand real still. I mean, imagine me as a kid standing real still, right? It wasn't going to happen, but I did because a bird came and ate out of my hand. It was the coolest experience ever. And chickadees are very trusting once they, get fed by people. And look at that, though, for all cloth and all fabric and completely handmade and that kind of dyed or batiqued fabric and all hand sewn. This whole thing is hand sewn and so beautifully done. I don't get into fiber art jewelry very often, but this one I had to. It's artisan created, artisan crafted, and very expensive at shows to create something so fine and sew that closed. Stuff that with stuffing and sew that closed. You'll remember this from a few videos. I did wear this. This was my ring. It was that skull ring and that Aurora Borealis crystal. The fire inside of that is incredible. Sterling silver, completely artisan crafted. Completely artisan made. Sterling silver, love the floral band, and I used to wear it on this on that finger. I just not one for on the pinky. I don't know. I never have been, and it's okay. Someone had asked. They said, "Would you consider selling it?" And I was like, "Sure." I wasn't gonna, but it was in a video, and they were pretty well focused on it, and so that's why I'm bringing it up. This one is pretty much a universal for Christmas gift. This is solid 14 karat gold and ruby. I loved the intimate and very small size. Fully hallmarked, tested, and really nice rubies in there. And those are natural rubies. Those are not lab created. Very sweet size, though. Look how small. It's very tiny. But to set the stone so carefully and have a beautiful bail on it, you'll need a fairly thin chain to go through there, but it fits on most chains. I already tried it on the 2 that I had on my desk, but really beautiful for Ruby Cross. Great gift idea. So I just wanted to bring on a diverse collection. And I thought, what else? Look at this one. We go from that ruby into this. This is artisan signed. And I did look this up. I think I don't look up. Oh, it's Charles Albert. And then fine sterling silver. And there was something about that specific dichroic glass. The color patterning, the zoning, lime green, really bright yellow, blue, cobalt, and then that real flash of pink that runs through there. Very much so reminiscent of an opal. I don't know. This read much more as like a gemstone than a piece of glass to me. And that's true artistry. When you can transcend a medium and make it look like something else, I'm in. This and this other one, this surprised me because so many people said, please bring it on YouTube. Please don't put it on eBay. So I said, okay, let me turn the light out because you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my favorite thing, which is sarcasm, and glow this glass. Let me turn the light out. Okay, so the light is out. Ew, look at the cast shadow of yellow. I don't know why everything looks so yellow when you turn your light out. All right, everyone ready? Let's light these up. So Tanya Thompson officially has called these hamburger beads because they look like hamburgers with buns. So Tanya, thank you for ruining this necklace for the rest of its life. Tanya, thank you so much for your humor. It's much needed every day of my life. You bring so much light to my life, and thank you so much. Thank you, Tanya, for glowing me like uranium glass. So, and this is uranium as well. These are Niger, and I didn't know that these glowed, and nor did I care. But that's uranium. Oh, and diamonds glow, by the way. Look at my one European cut diamond. Look at the nitrogen in that baby. I mean, that lights up like, and that's a beacon, But diamonds do glow. Just so you know, some diamonds glow, but that really reacts. This one's very strong uranium. And then you can see that Niger necklace does. And I brought these on. Let me turn the light back on. So if you're offended by my bright light, whoops, there we go. So so these two, uranium glass, this one's by Niger. One of the elephants, I think, has a chip on. One of the elephants has a little chip, I think. Yeah, one of the elephants has a little chip on it, on the base of it. And that happens with glass. But these are Niger, and these are all original. And the Buddha drop is quite unusual to find in Niger, and completely hand-beaded. I think that's the only one that was chipped. I'll make sure. But look at those elephants, and those are all uranium. And I just really liked the peaceful Buddha on the bottom. So that's coming on. These will be sold separate, just so you know. I'm not going to put them together and force someone to buy both of them. That wouldn't be nice. And then these for deco. I just like deco beads, period. And it's not that I pick on uranium, but it has its place in history. And when it gets inflated and like, oh, look at what it does. It's just a fad. I've said it before, that whole thing, and then, like I said about 6 months ago, anyways, enough of a lecture series, but I just said that uranium has its place. And here I am, selling these really great saucer-shaped beads, and then those half-round frosted uranium. Very cool necklace. Absolutely Czechoslovakian. I would say of the uranium glass jewelry I've seen, that is period, that is original, and that is a hard thing to find. There's no denying that. That many beads. This is sterling silver. At the gem shows, these were always very expensive. Sterling and Gilson created opal. That's coming. Pin pendant. on that one. As I pedal a little faster, because I'm looking at this box and I'm thinking, how am I going to get through all of this? I'm not going to. This is smoky quartz, and unfortunately, the light box isn't being very friendly with the light that goes through here. It's a very beautiful dark brown, and that's a completely hand fabricated mounting, a large size. I wish the lighting was better on this. Let's see if I can put a light behind it. Let's try this. I usually don't, but let's try and put a light. There we go. I wish this was outside because my light is dim. You get the feeling, though. You get the understanding. I wish that would come through better because, boy, it's a knockout of a cocktail ring. Very cool mounting, too. Very simple, very direct. This one is, I told you I had a lot of rings. This one is genuine rubies and sterling silver, and these are not lab created. Those are genuine rubies. And why I liked it, I've always been a fan of that kind of high dome crisscross band, and I liked the craft on this. I liked everything about it. I don't know, the finish, everything, the way they're pave set, those are not going to fall out of there. When you look at some of those more contemporary, newer than that, the prongs aren't as good. They're not as strong. I was bothered by so many, not bothered, but like pestered by so many people on this, and they kept saying, please, sell that to me. So I'm going to bring this, and it's for everyone to try and claim. This is Czechoslovakian glass, and it's some of the best I've seen. It's, again, green and swirled and fabulous, and this is signed. I think this is signed down on the clasp. Yeah, there. So it's signed Czechoslovakia, made in Czechoslovakia. Really beautiful because it's all original, and all the beads are in really good condition. So sometimes these are really chipped and worn, and that's okay too. But this one's just really fantastic, and I love that drop style. I like that that's a pendant with that applied garland of flowers at the top of it. Something very cool about that, by the way. Very special, and that's 1920, 1925 on that one. We do see reproductions of that, and I don't, ever buy them. Lapis, iolite, amethyst, and blue topaz. This is Sagen. I found this out at the antique mall. I only bought 3 things the day that I was there. So I looked at literally probably 50,000 items, and I only bought 3. And this is one of the 3 that I bought. Sagen, and definitely not an antique. Didn't belong at the antique mall, but it has a little age to it. Adjustable on the back, but I liked everything about it. The nod to Native American with those applied leaves and berries, all completely hand constructed, not cast. That's completely hand constructed. And Sagen is a brand that I really do like their craft, and I do like their stones. Some of the more contemporary designers, not so much, I just kind of avoid them. I don't pick on them. This one's really absolutely fabulous. These are little diamonds in micro halos with these amazing quality pink pearls. The quality of this set is truly off the charts. Let me open this up and try and get this so you can understand that. This is on a very long, beautiful 14 karat gold, strawberry gold or rose gold chain. Beautiful, I think about 20 inches or maybe even longer. And then this is just passed through there for display purpose. But look at those micro set, pave set diamond halos, and these are solid 14 karat gold. Really beautiful and fantastic for a gift idea. Just the chain alone at a store when I went to look for a rose gold chain. I mean, the chain retail was it was ridiculous. It was like $595 on sale, and I was like, what? On what planet is that happening? And yet people are still buying it for that. And when I can beat retail by a mile, I'm in. And to get the set, would I sell it separate? I really don't want to, because they could sell separate, but that really needs to stay together. And those diamonds are such great quality. Look how small, look how tiny those stones are. And they're all hand set, and they're all there, and even in that little veil. That's quality. That as soon as I see things like that, as a jeweler and as a trained, silversmith and as a trained jeweler, when I see that, I go, oh gosh, you couldn't pay me like pretty much any amount of money to make that. I just wouldn't do it. This was in my Art Deco video, and I'm going to give it a chance to sell. I'm kind of surprised that I'm bringing it, but I'm going to give it a chance to sell. I was initially going to sell it. There are marcasites that are missing, but this is an Art Deco original, right around 1925. Maybe into 1930, but I still say circa 1925. Some wear to the enamel, some missing marcasites, but so beautifully created, very large, almost 3 inches across. The counter enamel is there, and this was in my Art Deco video of my collection. So this is right out of my collection, and I don't know. I don't know. Something just said to me, maybe someone would want it. And if not, it'll go back into my collection. This is really cool for late 80s ceramic jewelry, and this is now starting to become very popular. And I liked the face, very well modeled, creative, artistic, and it would be the perfect thing on a big winter jacket. And I just thought that's a statement piece, and very cool that the artistry is there. A lot of my local people know me for such things like that, and they say, you just get such different things. I don't think these are by Ed Levin, but these were in this Ed Levin pouch, so I'm just going to leave it that way. These are mixed metal. That mokomagame technique of mixing metals, which is very difficult to do. That's like copper and something else and silver. So that folded metal is very difficult to do. They do that in like swords, blades, and normally in steel. So, and that's like damascene, but in mokomagame, mixed metals, that's the technique there. And a lot of people don't talk about that, but I, have a tendency to, when I see it, I did that technique in school. It's very difficult, and to master it like this and to do it that small. You see that there's only 2 panels per earring. That's because it's really hard to do, and the artists that do that, they know, those artists that continue to do that, they know that it's very difficult to fold that metal and solder it together, and it's very difficult. That's all I can say. Let me say it 3 more times. So, for those that say, stop repeating yourself. So, this is, I think this is, Gustav Adolf, I believe. Yeah, Gustav Adolf, sterling silver. It is signed up in here. And there's the signature. And if you look this up online, you'll find one of these, but it's not as big, it's not as complex, it's not as cool. But I love this cross, naturalistic, hand-chased and reposade with these acorns. These applied like acorns or thistles. I love the chain. Look how those are embedded in those kind of pod forms. Very gorgeous sterling silver chain. Could you imagine the time that it would take to do that? What is that? Is that a little bit of, it's like a little bit of tarnish. I have to clean that up. It's like a little bit of tarnish down in there. That's where the silver solder had tarnished as I pick it away with my finger. I think that, that's just tarnish down in there. So I'll get that one cleaned up too. What a messy video. And it's signed right there. So there's all the hallmarks on that beautiful hook. But can you imagine the time that it would take to make that sterling silver handmade chain? I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't make this today for less than $300. I just wouldn't do it. If someone commissioned me and said, this is what I want, I'd say, I'm not doing it for less than probably $400. But it's not going to be that much at my sale. You all know it. But you all know how I roll. It's got to find a new home. And that's, I don't know. There's something about the naturalistic quality in that I really love. Sterling silver. As to something that I used to wear, this can go as well. It's the scarab bracelet with the 2 snakes on it. And I used to wear this a lot, and it's okay. It's good to go. If you want to polish it, that's left up to you. That's whatever you want to do with it once you buy it. That's for you to do it with whatever you choose. Very old on this one. And I love that. And I used to stack it. I used to put it with, like, let's see here if I can still get it on. Yeah, I can still get that on. Hold on. Let's see here. Yeah, it still goes on. So there we go. And I would put it with other bracelets. I don't know. I always wanted like a totem pole of bracelets. I always wanted a stack when I wore them. And that was perfect for me back in the day. So that will be enjoyed by another individual. And then these, I brought these on. Let me see here. If you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get this name off of here because I don't want ever to have family information on any of my receipts. I just don't think that's a good idea, especially for family privacy and from people that I buy from. That's all. So I kept all this together as an archive because here's the business card from the gallery. Here's the original receipt for these were $300 and some dollars, $301.60. And let's see here. There's that. And then these were the black-lipped oyster earrings by Martha Howell. And here is the business card from Hawaii where these earrings came from. And these are the black-lipped oyster in sterling silver. And I did show these, and I got a few emails that people were just crazy about them because they are so large. And the color play in those black-lipped oyster shell, look at that rainbow effect. And then you have that, dark edge there, and almost a mirrored image pair. Almost. Look at that. The way the light dances across these is fantastic. They are signed sterling silver and Martha Howell. So they're signed 925 and Martha Howell's signature. I guess I'd probably wear them like this, so that they would be facing, your face and frame your face so beautifully. I think I would wear them that way. I think it makes more sense, that in the, I guess the person's right ear and this in the person's left ear facing the viewer. So that color play is much more pronounced. And the movement of these would be fabulous. When you'd be wearing these, the color play would really speak to people. And now I know why they were $300, but so carefully made as well. Again, I just try and get the most well-crafted, the most unusual. Look from across the room, how absolutely beautiful you would. It's just fantastic. I don't know. And I just, I wasn't really familiar with the fact that was black-lipped oyster shell. I probably would have sold it as, it was a learning moment. I probably would have sold it as like abalone, or just, shell per se. But I'm so glad that I found the paperwork for that. And a learning moment for myself. I learn every day because people are like, so much. I'm like, I still learn every day. 1960s lucite. I thought, yeah, I'm going to do an old one, and see if we can get that gone for a ring. How much fun is that for the 60s, 70s lucite? Absolutely love it. I'm going to try these. I wasn't going to, but since, Thanksgiving and the holidays was here, look at these. People are like, what? These are corn cob holders, and they're sterling silver by Webster. Those are Webster sterling silver, and look, they're little ears of corn in sterling silver, and then there's your little thing to jab into the ear of corn so that you don't lose it. And look, that it would be 3, so it wouldn't turn. It would lock in, and then you could, munch on your corn. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, well, yeah, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 match sets. So there's 5, 1, 2, 3. Let me get them in 3. There's 5, and then there's an extra. So like, let's say you lose one, there's an extra, or you want to replace the gross one. That's the extra. Sterling silver. Little ears of corn, Webster sterling silver, corn cob holders. Yes, please. I said, how excessive is that? That'd be like making some sort of, sterling silver tripod for a cell phone. I wonder if anyone's done that. Maybe I should start making sterling silver cases for cell phones. But then again, with how fast our phones break, you wouldn't want to spend, $1,000 on a cell phone holder. I wonder if they make those. Now I'm wondering about what I could go into for a business. This is Victorian. I wasn't going to sell this. This was out of one of my haul videos, and wasn't going to sell it. And someone responded in the comments, and she said, I would love to have the horn and vulcanite Victorian hair comb. This is about this is tough, 1865 to about 1875. Pre-1890, definitely. And pressed and molded horn in such beautiful condition and very modernist. Doesn't that look like it could have been made in like the 30s? So Art Deco, so streamlined, so machine age. No. 50 to 60 years older than that. Victorian, and absolutely gorgeous the way that hair comb is put together. That had been with me for a little while, and again, surprised that I would say yes to selling it. Maybe more than one person would like it as well. And then this is, I think this one is 10 karat, but look at the way they undulated those garnets back and forth and the quality of the stones. And the little tiny diamond accents, so beautiful, so well crafted. And as soon as I saw it, I said, yeah, if they were all like one width all the way across and didn't have that zigzag, I wouldn't have bought it. But that little bit of movement in the garnets, that little bit of design aesthetic, I said, oh yeah. And the craft, solid, I think that's 10 karat yellow gold. I know it's gold. I think it's 10. I don't think it's 14. Speaking of gold, let me go into these real quick. Oh, let me do this one. You know what? I forgot about this. Look at this for a religious medallion. This is absolutely beautiful carved mother of pearl with that mother, Virgin Mary with the halo, all carved mother of pearl, and then inset with crystals in sterling silver that's gold washed on a very beautiful gold washed chain. What's great about this is this was new and never worn. And I said, oh, is that fuzz all over? Oh, it is. It's that box fuzz I can't stand. But look, oh, there's more lint on my hand too. Look at the way that's carved and crafted for mother of pearl shell, and look how small. It's so delicate and so beautiful. So that was a yes. And that I haven't had that, but just I don't even know, a couple days. I think I have another one somewhere. Let me look. These are absolutely gorgeous. 14 karat gold, never worn. Stud earrings. They look like 1 carat diamonds. Look at the scintillation in those. Those look like 1 carat diamonds. And those are 14 karat. I think those are white. I think those are white gold. Yeah, those are. But look at that flash of color. I could look at those for another half hour. And then, let me see here. Hold on. I have a bigger pair of those. Let me look. Because I did set aside some stud earrings. Oh, no. I have this ring I can show you. Sterling silver and a hummingbird. Contemporary. Sterling silver and a hummingbird with some fur on it and some fuzz on it. Look at how it looks like a giant canary diamond. So that ring looks like it's worth, I don't know, like $100,000. But that's all crystal, but micro pave. And the hummingbird moves. So the hummingbird shakes back and forth as you wear that. So the hummingbird looks like it's actually feeding. I don't know why I have lint on everything. I clean everything up and then I look real close and the camera is just not our friend sometimes. I don't know why that is, but yeah, here, I got that off of there. And now let me make sure that that little bird is, back down and swiveling. I think that's incredible. Look at the green eye and the craft of that. Sterling silver. I think that's like a size 7 too. Why do I get so distracted by things that glitter? I just do. But that's a hummingbird. And again, look at the detail of that. All right, enough of that. That's a great gift idea. That's all I'll say. As I knocked over my flashlight. Oh no, I knocked over a whole bunch of stuff. Flashlight, a ring, bottle nail polish. Doesn't sound like a 50-year-old man's house, does it? Did I? Okay. I did that one. You won't have to bear with me much longer. This one is great too. This one's the larger version of that Madonna one, and I got lucky. Look at that. I wish you could see the color of the mother of pearl. It's a little too bright. There we go. Look at that for the Virgin Mary. I think that's the Virgin of Guadalupe, I think. I think so. 14 karat gold wash over sterling silver. Let's knock out the color or the light again. Look at the color of that mother of pearl carving on a beautiful chain. And again, it was new. And so I got lucky. Isabella M. sterling silver. Really fantastic. And this one's large. That one's a large Virgin Mary. And I love the baguettes. That radiant love, the radiant, I don't know. That's just fantastic. And I loved it very much. Very protective, very elegant, very beautiful, extremely well made. And I said for a Christmas gift, yes. This also came in with the same lot, more contemporary, but this is Mexican. I looked this up. I found a comp online, but guess what? The comp online was half the size. Look at the size of this thing and the color of all those crystals and all those like little almost ballatini beads, like that granule. Just so beautiful. People would say Coraline ware, and I say ballatini since it's on jewelry. Coraline is normally on a vase. I would say ballatini style beads, and then this incredible inlay, and that's solid sterling. The back panel is solid sterling Mexico. I found this, and I found it, half the size online, and half the size, it was extremely expensive. I didn't find this size and that quality, but all the stones are there, really elegantly done on a mirrored box chain. This was a yeah from a mile away. As soon as I saw the color and the form on that, I was like, yep, we're doing it. Slightly more contemporary than what I'm used to selling, but the artistry was there. The artistry and design. Where were those other earrings? I can't find the other ear. Oh, wait. Maybe because I put them in another box. Oh, here they are. Okay, so look at these. So, wait. Ooh. Look at these. All boxed and ready to go. I nestled them in these boxes for a reason. Whoa. Look at the color play in those babies. I don't know why my light box is so bright today. Let's turn the light down a little bit. Why are those not reading right? Oh, there they go. I don't know, my exposure is a little bit off now, but look at those. They look like 1.5 carat or almost 2 carats in 14 karat, and those are white gold too. No, those are yellow. I'm sorry, these were the yellow ones. The 1 carats were in the white gold. These are in the yellow gold. Solid 14 karat, and look at the way the color play of those stones is. From across the room, you would think that the person spent $15,000 on their earrings. And these are carded and ready to go. I just thought for a Christmas gift, yeah. And we put them in a black box. Me and Jeremy were like, let's get some nicer boxes for some of these, higher end pieces. And thank you so much for sticking with me. An hour and 10 minutes in, had to have this one. Contemporary sterling silver, looks like platinum and diamonds. And that scintillation of stones and the way that that's created, the undercarriage, the rhodium plating, the way that this is handled, looking like platinum and diamonds and looking like you spent who knows how much, if I wore these together like that on the other hand with these, no one would know the difference that is just costume, crystal and sterling silver, I should say. So synthetic of a huge cocktail ring in platinum and diamonds. The craft on that too, to do that micro pave border, that micro pave all the way, I don't know, to undulate that setting, give me a break. I wouldn't do it. No one could pay me enough money to make that today. They just couldn't. But designer and sterling, and I said yes. I saw it from, I don't know, quite a few feet away. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, okay, yes. Let me make sure that I put these together. Thanks for bearing with me. 2 more pieces. And I do have some clothing buttons. I'll pause the video and I'll go grab them. But 2 more. This is vintage turquoise. I did wear this in a video, and I'm okay to let it go. I decided, nope, I don't have to have it. It's a larger size ring. I think that is a, let me see here. I think it's about an 11. Yeah, that's about an 11, I would say. But I love the natural turquoise and that mounting being asymmetrical and hand fabricated. Vintage items was just my jam. That's all I can say. And this for vintage, back in the day, it was a statement piece, and I was like, yes, that's definitely going to come home with me. So there's that. I do need to get a drink in a second. I think I might grab those buttons while I have this. Let me put this in the light box, and then I'll go grab those buttons, and then we will call it. We'll say, I've had a great preview. There will be at least another 60 lots. Sorry for the little dust on this box. I shouldn't apologize, but I should just say I regret having dust all over everything. We'll leave that in for a second. Look at that gold necklace with diamonds. As I come over here and grab these buttons, and then I think that's gonna be the preview for today, just because I think that's enough. You get the gist of what's gonna be there, and then there will be about 60 more surprises. There's more sterling, there's more gold, there's more gemstones, and then all of Jeremy's stuff as well. I think he's gonna have at least 30 or maybe 40 lots. And like I said, I think what we'll do is we'll go from 7 until 9 or 9:30, take about an hour break, and then come back on and sell the balance of what Jeremy has. Because I don't know if we're going to be able to do a sale on December. I think the next one should have been like December 10th, which is a Tuesday. I don't think we're going to be able to do a sale on December 10th. There is something else going on December 10th, and I was confused by the dates of things. But the Gem Group reached out to me, and I'm doing a presentation, and I hope to do a live feed from the presentation, because it would be great to have you all there with us that night. This is exceptional. Look at the size of those diamonds. I found this same necklace online on sale for $1,600 on sale. It's not going to be anywhere near that expensive, but those are absolutely gorgeous diamonds in that kind of modular link, and then soldered shut. Very high-end designer. Really well done on that gorgeous chain. Really beautiful with that slight adjustment on there. I think it goes from like a 16 to a 20 or so, but I really love the craft of that and the design. You know, I don't get into contemporary designs, but doesn't that look so deco? Doesn't that look so, 20s, 30s without, being that? It does come in this box, and it does have a velvet pouch with it as well. So I'll leave that in there. I don't know where I put my paperwork for that, but I had paperwork for that one somewhere. I just don't know where it's at. We'll put that one away. And then just a couple button cards. For all the button people that love them, this is one of the cards that we're going to sell. This is like a lot of mixed materials, animals, designs. This is one of the ones that we're going to bring. So if you love clothing buttons, there you go. There's one card. Then we're going to go into, and every card of buttons at the last sale totally sold out. Now, this is the final, I think I pulled out 7 cards. This is the final 7 cards of buttons for probably quite some time. I would say, I don't know if I'm going to sell anymore. Let me zoom out a little bit. That's a little too far because I can see part of the box and that annoys me. These are all pewter Victorian. Very difficult. Nah, it's not going to work. This whole card is completely filled with Victorian pewter buttons. Very difficult to find Victorian pewter buttons. And let me put the other side of the card in. Let's do it that way. I'll just reverse them. But those are all pewter buttons. I'll be bringing these in on the sale very early, I think. Well, I'm still camera up. I think it's just easier to see them holding the camera up, because then I can get the whole card in. It's not fair to show them this way because it doesn't do it justice, but you'll get the feel. This one is all Victorian brass, golden age brass, very beautiful, hand engraved and chased. 1850 to about 1870 on this card. Really beautifully done. And again, all hand wired on, so, and the card stock back then, when they sold a partial card, it was like $15 back in the day. And these are 1840 to 1860. Did I say that? I hope I did. But yeah, 1840 to 1860 right there. So back in the day, a partial card like that, it would be like $15 to $30. And now you just can't find them, and that was, she collected. It was 2 generations on this collection. And everyone that's gotten the buttons have said how magnificent. These are all tiny Victorian picture buttons. And I hope you're all still with me. And then we'll call this video and we'll say we will look forward to seeing you on Tuesday. Again, thank you for your patience. I wish I could have shown many more of the lots that we're going to bring, but just trust me when I say that if you liked what you saw so far, you will not be disappointed with the surprise lots that are being added in. And I might have an opportunity tomorrow night to do a live feed of some more of the jewelry items for the sale, but I know how you all are. You don't care about the specifics because you come to support us, and we really appreciate that so much. These are tiny Victorian, and they're probably glove or shoe buttons based on the size, but these are all 1840 to probably 1870. Some are glass, some are cut steel, but these are all very, very small. Are they diminutives? Not necessarily. They're very, very small, and a lot of cut steel on this side of the card. But again, I wish I could go in closer because the detail on these is staggering. And someone said to me, I knew the buttons were great, but I got them and they're even better than I thought. So I thank them so much. And, I don't know what else to say about bringing some of these collections to all of you. This was a card that I was going to keep in my collection, and I don't need it. It's all cut steel. These are about 1870, all circa 1870. I wish I could get that whole card in there as well. Let me see if I could bend it a little bit. But you can get the feel for these cards and how well crafted and constructed. A lot of these are dyed surfaces as well, and very much so don't last over time. The graphic nature of the way the cards is inset for the design is fantastic. Or I should say, laid out, in such great graphics. So there's that one. And then one more. These are the porcelain buttons. And these are studio made. Again, now much more difficult to find. And these are just so whimsical. They're hand painted like a note, a fish, an ice cream cone, an abstract dog, dog face, a rose, an umbrella, an elephant, another rose, a cat head, sew through, a star, a penguin, and then on this one it's an owl face. I'm sorry, I can't get over there, but these are signed by the artist that did them. And again, really unusual to find stateside, here. And let's go down here. There's a whole nother row down here. There's like a volcano, a Lhasa Apso dog, a little chick, grape cluster, irises, a sailboat, a mouse, and a bunny rabbit. And collectors and people that compete in these know that like the notable designs are really hard to find, and they're point getters on competition cards, so they're highly collectible. So I thank you all so much for joining in. Again, please go over to Jeremy's email. Please subscribe to Bully Run. Please continue to share out the videos. We really want to thank you all so much for the kindness. Thank you for paying so briskly when you do participate in the sales. And again, just a quick recap. The sale is this Tuesday, December 3rd at 7 p.m. Like I said, we'll probably go 2.5 hours. And then just after that, we'll pop back on for maybe an hour and sell a whole bunch of Jeremy's lots that haven't been viewed here. Please stop over and just say hello. If you can't afford to purchase, we understand. We just appreciate the love and support that you all give to us. Again, about my personal channel, thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing me out. Have a blessed Sunday, and we will most certainly see you on Tuesday night. In the meantime, I love you because I do.